Gaming is for friends.
I thought this music was so epic.
We all like talking about gaming.
The only thing that I disliked about the old game.
There are so many different conversations started by gaming.
Oh, I forgot I have you.
This could be anything.
Okay, walk in that green goo. Oh, that's a no.
Anything Gaming Podcast. Hi, and welcome to Anything Gaming. This is episode 18, and we're going to be talking about Borderlands new movie, a little bit about Helldivers 2, and all the other good new games that have come out. How are you, Woody? Nice to see you again.
Thank you. I am doing fantastic. I'm right in the middle of my vacation. I'm relaxed. It is a staycation to end all staycations. I definitely need it. Well, the last couple months have been very hard on work, you know. Over here, the Super Bowl just ended, and food service, by the way. So, you know, every time there's a big game or something, you're making all this catering orders and, you know, this wing order, this sub order. So getting a nice week off after all that is just very, very appreciated. I love it. I caught up on a lot of my games. I'm right at the end of RoboCop. Seriously, like fighting the last boss. So that, honestly, I might finish that up right after the end of this.
Are you still got the enthusiasm for RoboCop as you did? Yes.
I do. So much enthusiasm, I might do the New Game Plus.
Oh.
And I never jump right into the New Game Plus. Usually New Game Plus is like, all right, next time I want to get into this game. It was just so... It was so unburdened. That's the only way I can describe the game when I play it. So unburdened by just a lot of little issues that I see with a lot of games today. There are some problems with the game. The performance-wise, I did encounter a lot of graphical glitches.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I had to restart the game sometimes, like reload the checkpoint. Wow. Yeah, like there are problems. The RPG elements are somewhat superficial.
Okay.
You know, like there's a difference, but it doesn't feel like that big of a difference. But that's fine. You know, because it's not so crucial, you're not worrying about it as much as you are other games. You gotta upgrade this, upgrade that, upgrade everything. You know, so you can just go through the game, and yeah, it's mindless, but it's a fun kind of mindless. And the characters of the game, while some of the dialogue and some of the voice acting is a little suspect, there's a surprising amount of humanity in the game with the NPCs. I still give it a high recommendation. Higher than last time I was talking.
Higher? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I saw it on sale digitally only on the PlayStation Store, and I almost bought it. I was this close.
No, it's up there. Like it's a 2023 game, and I will call it my favorite 2020. It was late 2023, and you know I play it now in 2024, but really good.
Really? I haven't been playing that at all, to be honest.
No, that's just what I've been playing. You know, that's the new. I'm always playing the retro stuff as I do, going back, doing this, doing that. But that's like the new. I try especially now to at least have one new-ish game I got going. You know, because that way I know other people are playing it, and that way I can bounce things off them. They can bounce things off me, stuff like that.
So would you say that RoboCop appeals to the people that are probably like into retro games, and then this has kind of got a retro-esque kind of feel to it? Is that what kind of you think people are drawn to? Or you were drawn to?
I think, like, you know, a big drawing point is anything that taps into that 80s vibe. And when it comes to 80s vibe, I mean, RoboCop's right there with G.I. Joe and Terminator. You know, like, just like, and not even just like the fact that the movie came out in the 80s, you know, that it has nothing to do with that. Just like, you look at, when you're playing the game, you look at the cars in the game. You look at the clothing. You look at the payphones that they use. Things like that. When you think about things like that, you think about life back then. You think about the retro video games that you used to play. So, absolutely, it does tap into that old school retro feel, while at the same time being a game for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, PC. I don't know if it's out for PS4 and that generation of consoles. So, like, I just picked it up for the record, I'm playing the PlayStation 5 version.
Last RoboCop question before we move on for eternity. But is the game set in the 80s? And then
Yes.
But then it's depicting, because like there's so many games like Terminator 2, for example, was set in the 80s or set in the 90s, whenever it was, but it was depicting like today, but it wasn't like, when's it depicting in the future, RoboCop?
The best thing I can think of is this game does seem to take place after RoboCop 2, but before RoboCop 3. RoboCop 2, technically, I think the game might take place in like 1990 or 1991. But it seems like it happens right after RoboCop 2, and I think RoboCop 2 came out. Anyone in the comments can correct me on this. I think it came out in 89.
Yeah.
I think RoboCop 1 was 87. You know, this was the end of the 80s. This was the beginning of the 80s. You know, the 80s were kind of wrapping up, making way for the 90s. And it does have it has that feel. It's definitely a transitional movie. The original RoboCop movie, very smart movie, very like touch tone movie. Kind of like a shift into the era from like the early 80s to the sleazy late 80s.
It was when they made original movies back then, before they just kept on refreshing everything. And that also leads us into a nice segue into Borderlands 2 movie, or Borderlands movie, not 2. I'm really excited about this movie. What are your thoughts on this thing?
All right, look, I did like this movie. I did like this, but I'm just gonna say this. This is a plea. They gotta stop using vague 70s power pop songs in these trailers.
Oh,
Because Guardians of the Galaxy did it back in the day, and now it's them, Suicide Squad, any movie where it's like, you know, we're a ragtag team of misfits, but we're gonna take on the evil corporation, and then Redbone's Come and Get Your Love starts playing. You know, like, I'm not saying it doesn't fit it. It's nice aesthetically, but it's an aesthetic that's been done. You know, other than that, though, I like the trailer.
yeah. Well, I thought there's a bit of a problem with the trailer as well. One, I'm not sold on Jack Black being Claptrap. I love Claptrap, and I think his style of humor would suit Claptrap. But just, I loved Claptrap's voice. Try and say Claptrap fast 5 times, and you will get the same tongue twist I'm happening right now. Yeah, are you happy with the casting that they've done so far?
So far, although I think it's very surprising that Cate Blanchett would be in a Borderlands movie. All the other actors and actresses, I can see that. Like even Jamie Lee Curtis, because she likes oddball roles like that. But I was like, Cate Blanchett, like,
I think she's
like,
casted perfectly.
You know, like,
I think
she's an actress. You know what I mean? When you think Cate Blanchett, you think like some like, you know, Shakespearean epic drama directed by Christopher Nolan or something. You know, like a Borderlands movie. All right.
I think
not
she
hating.
looks perfect. Like it's a great.
She does.
fit.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
And she's like, that's almost the thing. Like, as much as I like Borderlands and as much as I like to see video games, you know, get great movie adaptations, I'm like, it's a little humbling. Cate Blanchett's gonna be like, yeah, I'll do that movie. I'm like, oh, cool. You know, I mean, maybe it goes back to, I don't know, maybe Dennis Hopper shouldn't have been the original Mario Brothers movie or something, but it worked. So I'm happy with the cast. I think the cast will work out very fine. And as far as Jack Black, part of me gets that, but at the same time, it seems like Jack Black he's a video game fan. He's a gamer.
He just put his hand up and said, I'll do anything. Just get me in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Like, ever since he did that commercial for Pitfall in, like, the late 70s, early 80s, he was just a little kid talking about Pitfall for the Atari. It hasn't stopped. You know, it's always been part of him. So, him going for Claptrap, I support that, you know. I hope it doesn't take away too much from his roles as Bowser, of course.
Yeah, I think he was really good at Bowser, but I mean they've added some like things to his voice to make it a bit more robot-y, so to speak. But yeah, that's the only one that I'm just a bit maybe we'll have to wait and see on that.
Did you take a look at the trailer for the new Knuckles series?
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, oh, that looks good. First off, Idris Elba, the man. You know what I mean? I want to start a petition where we get him to redo the voices for Knuckles from Sonic Adventure. Just because I don't want to hear Knuckles as anyone else but Idris Elba. That looks like it's going to be a hoot. I mean, the Sonic movies 1 and 2 have been good. One was better than 2, but 2 was still really good, and
I thought 2 was better than 1. I disagree highly. I thought 2 kind of had more action, kind of from the very get-go.
The subplot with the guy there, the wedding.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Funny,
yeah.
It was good, but it felt out of place, and like
it felt
the
a little
human interaction
corny.
seemed a little more subdued in the first movie, to me at least.
Okay, yeah, that subplot
was great movie. It was still really good. You got Knuckles come into play, Tails, which is Tails, and then you got more Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Who is Robotnik all day now, and I'm happy he's going to be in the third one.
He was awesome. And when we saw the trailer for that movie, I didn't believe he could be Robotnik. I thought, how is he going to play a good Robotnik? He's way too thin. You know what I mean? He changed my mind immediately.
The scenes. I can't help but put just a smile on my face. It feels like you got the Jim Carrey of old back in that movie, which I'm super happy. But getting back to Borderlands, I just hope the movie itself is good though. Watchable, because video games need it. Video game movies have made money. They've made money, but we're still waiting for that video game movie that's like that movie that you have to watch this movie. It's that good of a movie. And there's been very good video game movies. But you need something that just, ticks off all the boxes.
I think Borderlands might be able to do that because, there's a lot of fans out there. Like I'm a super Borderlands fan. But then, Borderlands, if you went up to, someone that's not a gamer on the street and you said, hey, what do you think of Borderlands? They wouldn't even have a clue it's a video game. It's not like Mario anyone that's not a gamer knows who Mario is or knows who Sonic is, but no one would have a clue who Borderlands is unless you're into Borderlands, and there are a lot of people into Borderlands, so you've got this big surge of people that are gonna love it because they're into Borderlands, but then the people that don't know anything will come into this and go, oh, this is quite a fun series. Where's this been in my life? So that's where I think Borderlands can break through a lot better than potentially something like Mario, because everyone's got a perception of what Mario is or what Sonic is, I
mean, you do see a little bit of that. I mean, it's television, not movie, but The Last of Us. I know people that play, they never played the game. The game never was on their radar. But once the TV show came out, and it was just the TV show. Everyone talked about it. So it just lifted that game up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that the comic book movies also did that. I don't know if they still do. I don't even know if people still watch comic book movies. But one can only assume that interest in comic books themselves went up while the comic book movies also went up. So video games might do that. Like you said, people go into this, they won't know that Borderlands is a made video game, but when they see that, then that'll pique their interest. And Borderlands is available for pretty much everything. As last I checked, I mean, it's on the Switch. So, I mean, if it's on the Switch, I mean, it should be readily available for anyone who's got any type of modern console.
Yeah.
Or computer.
I also did have a little bit of a problem with Tiny Tina. I feel like she's taken a little bit too much Harley Quinn into this. Only from the shorts, there's only a trailer that dropped 5 hours ago. But there's a lot of maybe Harley Quinn kind of thing to it. And I don't know if that's going to be good or hurt Tiny Tina, because Tiny Tina was always a lot different. There are similarities between Harley Quinn and Tiny Tina, but she's a bit more gruesome and a bit more disgusting in Borderlands, the game.
That's what I think I didn't like about the Harley Quinn evolution, because to me, Harley Quinn, in a way, have you ever heard of Tank Girl?
Yeah.
Harley Quinn became Tank Girl. wisecracking, edge of your seat,
Yeah.
devil may care attitude. Iconic. But, and everything's got the worst I ever seen. I forget her name. It was you ever play Agents of Mayhem?
No, I haven't. Let's play that one.
The worst Harley Quinn ripoff you never want to deal with in a video game in your life.
Oh,
like, take Harley Quinn, remove whatever personality that you can take off her, and you have this character. It's terrible. So, but seeing Tiny Tina kind of embrace that, riot girl kind of role,
yeah,
that worked. I respect that.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping it's not like too much associated with Harley Quinn, and I realize that I've just started that association, and everyone's going to jump on board and write in the comments how terrible I am. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Roland is Kevin Hart. I like that casting a lot.
Yeah, I do, and it's weird that people don't. Like, I think that's perfect for Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
At this stage in his career, it's perfect for him. He's a little older, a little bit more tired. You know what I mean? I think that goes for him very well. One thing I don't like about the trailer, we don't get a whole lot of Moxie. There's only one scene where you really see her. I hope that she has a more prominent.
I love Mad Moxie.
Yeah, no, I mean, hell, big cosplay character from the game, so I hope she gets some attention.
Yeah, no, I'm into that. And I don't know if Handsome Jack's in this. I don't think so. That was one.
There is a guy in a suit.
Yeah, but that's not. I think that's Atlas or the guy from Atlas, the boss from Atlas, doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's we'll see. But yeah, I'm really, really happy Cate Blanchett's in it. Like,
yes,
God,
Cate Blanchett, just a great actor, and then it gives it that legitimacy. Like, Cate Blanchett is in this.
Yeah,
that means no offense to Jamie Lee Curtis or Kevin Hart or any other actors and actresses. Great award-winning actors and actresses. But there's something different about Cate Blanchett. She gives that air of authenticity that I think will help Borderlands.
Oh, I agree. But speaking of what's our little favorite person, Harley Quinn, how do you think Suicide Squad's going these days?
Appropriately named. No, I hope I'm wrong. If anyone in the comments want to tell me that it's a great game, because I'm sorry, I just can't get behind live service games that you have to spend money for to just get the you know what I mean? I just can't. I can't do it. I just can't. So maybe there's a great game in there somewhere. From what I heard, and I only know one person that's actually played the game so far. Everything else is just online hyperbole. From what I've heard, the game is repetitive as hell. It's just the same shooty looty that you expect it to be.
Gotham Knights did that really badly as well. That once I bought Gotham Knights for like $7, and I literally played for about an hour or two, and I thought, it's just not Batman anymore. You've tried to make Batman into a 4-player game, and you've completely ruined all the fun parts that I liked about Batman, which was going around doing like Riddler puzzles or all the parts of Batman. Just flying around the city in Batman was fun. For some reason, Gotham Knights and all that just didn't seem to be as fun anymore,
One thing, though, at least Gotham Knights tried. It wasn't nearly as good as the Arkham games. But at least with Gotham Knights, you were still like taking on guys like Nightwing and Robin, punching, doing the acrobats, using gadgets. It didn't do it as well as Arkham, at least I thought. You get used to it. But at least it did that. But from what I hear with Suicide Squad, it's just guns. And yeah, you get new guns, but it's taken the life out of living in a game. You know what I mean? It's just this is all what I've heard. I could once again, and I feel like we have to say this now because of power.
Just a
wrong in the comments. Let me know. But from what I can tell,
wrong. He has no
Yeah.
idea what he's talking about. Write it down now and hit
Right.
send.
But you can't deny the fact that the game is crashing and burning pretty hard.
Oh, I agree. Like, I think it's going to be completely I think I'll buy it for $7. My prediction is in the next 6 months, I'll buy the game for $7.
And it's a shame too, because the Arkham game, like Rocksteady, man, they hit gold with the Arkham games. You don't get game like it's one thing just to make a well competent game, especially an IP, but there are like mechanics that arose from that game that you'd see in other games. You know, that's what you want. You want a game that like people take note. They have to take notice of it because you're the standard. You're the bar.
Yeah.
So to go from there to this live service thing, I mean, it's just it's not good.
Well, I think what they've forgotten is the best games that are live service type games have a really competent one-player story, and then they can build on that. Like, for example, Borderlands, you can play 4 players. It's pretty similar to what your Suicide Squad is, kind of 4 people. You can go through, do different things. But I can play Borderlands really, really competently by myself, and I can enjoy the story that's in Borderlands way by myself. Like, I've played through all 3 of the Borderlands by myself because I don't have any friends that are awake when I'm awake, you know. So it is what it is. But I don't know if that's the same as with this game. Like, if you're going to make a live service game, it's got to have some good story, good one player, and then you build in the rest of it. Instead of they've tried to make the 4 player part before they thought of the story, by the sounds of things.
Exactly. You know, I mean, I just think of the wasted potential. You know, because you could have had a decent Suicide Squad game. You could have had a Suicide Squad game that was just like, it writes itself with the characters: Deathstroke, Harley Quinn, King Shark, Captain Boomerang. But by trying to just make it a generic shooter, it's funny. You're taking away the personality of all these cool characters. It doesn't matter how good the story is. Another part of contention, I don't hate on this as much as others, but I can totally see people hating on this. But in the game, just like the game says, you do kill the Justice League. And considering that this is one of Kevin Conroy's, his last video game speaking role, the fact that like he dies in a very spoiler, the fact that he dies in a very unceremonious way, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
No one likes to play the bad guy as much as they think they do. You know, it's a really cool idea. Do you remember like when online games first started coming out, and people would I can't think of the game per se, but there was a lot of games that have you can play the bad guy and everyone else can play the good guy. Like the 4 people can play the good guys, and then you can get this overpowered boss and you can play that bad guy as this online game kind of thing. So it's 4 against 1. And everyone wanted to be on the 4 playing good guy team, but not the bad guy that was going around killing people. It was just like, that was way boring compared to being the good guy. I think that's still the case. Like, video games started out when people wanted to save the day. They wanted to be the hero, and they like that. You like doing some negative things in games, but to play a whole game of just being the bad guy, it's not as fun.
I know there's a lot of nihilistic people out there that want to see the bad guy become the misunderstood guy, and they want to see the good guy be the morally corrupt guy. You know, because life isn't good and bad. Life is shades of gray. Right. There's no real good people in the world. There's no real evil in the people in the world. I get that, which is kind of precisely why I want my video games to be clearly good people, vanquishing evil, because you're not going to get that in the real world. So when you get these video games that just already just like a bummer, why would I want to play something like that? Now that's just me, of course. I'm sure there's people out there that, once again, they want to see, just like in Batman, they want to watch Rome burn. You know, they just do. I don't, so I don't want to kill the Justice League. I want to be the Justice League.
Or maybe it should be a story that's evolving around somebody else. They could have had another bad guy, but you're not the Justice League.
Well, they do get kind of around that. See, here's the skinny. Like most, not even superhero media, every media, there are multiverses.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can kill the shit out of, you know, Green Lantern and, you know, Apache Chief and the rest of the Super Friends, but it's all right because then you got this universe where you have this one, this one, this one. So not only are you making us kill all these beloved characters, but in the end, it's meaningless because you can just bring them back anyway. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, it twists the knife a little bit harder, I think.
Yeah, no, I can see that. See, I always like someone like Catwoman who's morally, like, she wants to do bad, so she'll plunder and steal things, but then she'll do the right thing when it comes down to, like, killing the right person. You know what I mean? Like, I like characters like that kind of thing more so than just being pure bad. So I'm on side with you with this one. But yeah.
Speaking of which, it would have been awesome had they done a Catwoman video game. The bits in the Arkham series where you play as Catwoman, those are fun.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
It was different than playing as Batman. You know, I would have loved to play that instead of, you know, even Gotham Knights. And it's funny going back to Gotham Knights because I wouldn't say bad. I'm not going to call Gotham Knights bad. It wasn't bad. It was just not fun.
Underwhelming.
Yes, exactly. But at least that was just a game. It was just a single player. Here you go, play that kind of game. It wasn't a commitment the same way that a live service game is. I've never really been able to get into any live service game, really. You know, I guess the closest one would be when I played Destiny. You know, but even Destiny, I mean, once again, you're not like this superhero. You are just a nameless, faceless soldier with a bunch of other nameless, faceless soldiers. So it kind of fit that a little bit better than Suicide Squad would have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all complicated. Helldivers 2, did you see that they have this huge petition out to try and bring this PlayStation exclusive game to Xbox?
Yeah. Hey, maybe it'll work. I'll sign it.
It'll never work. It will never work. PlayStation, it's on Steam.
I'll still sign it.
Yeah, I know. But where do people get off thinking this is going to happen?
Why don't we? Let's go for it.
It will never happen.
No, like, I can see why. Xbox is hurting for exclusives. Not even exclusives. They're hurting because the other companies have exclusives. And Sony is one of those companies that has exclusives. And Helldivers, too. I mean, it's the new hotness right now.
It's super hot. I like Helldivers 1 was competent, but I didn't think it was... I couldn't foresee the hotness of this coming from Helldivers 1. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's exploded Helldivers 2, how much people are into this.
No, yeah. I mean, again, it's a game I have not quite dipped my toes in yet, but from what I've seen, it looks fun. It looks like, you know, fun, co-op-y, fucking let's kill the bad guy kind of game. It's kind of funny how just games come and go. We got our swing around to Pal World again. I know it's dangerous for us to talk about that one, but I guess the Pal World is cooling off right now.
100%.
You know, as games do. Nothing wrong with that. And it's still got people playing it, but that's not the hotness right now. In just 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, now it's Helldivers 2. And definitely, it seems like the kind of game I get more into than Pal World, so I'm definitely going to give it a go.
So, if there's one game that you could take from another console and move it consoles, which game would that be? Question without notice.
What console to what console?
Yeah, what game would you try and put onto a different console if you could do that? Like,
One series I think would work good with the Xbox crowd, especially, would be the Horizon series.
oh yeah.
I think Xbox would really dig that. Now, going from Xbox to PlayStation, I think this is actually a game that's rumored or may have already been confirmed to be going to PlayStation. But I've always felt that Sunset Overdrive, considering that it was made by Insomniac, would be a perfect fit for PlayStation.
I don't think it'll ever go to PlayStation. I don't know why, but the only ones that they're bringing is the what's that other one that they had with the music? They had to kill people in a beat kind of thing. I can't remember what it's called. It was
Super Hot?
Huh?
You never played Super Hot?
Is it Super Hot? No, it wasn't Super Hot.
It's probably not Super Hot.
No. Is it? Oh, I can't remember now. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, there's a couple of games going from Xbox to PlayStation at the moment. Xbox is happy to kind of put some stuff over there. And I'm not sure which is the right answer though, because I always loved the exclusiveness. Like, I bought a PlayStation because I knew I got, well, back in the day it was Tomb Raider and it was, all these kind of things. And then Xbox, I knew I got Halo. I knew that's why I bought both consoles. It kind of gave me a reason. Right now, I'm finding it hard to turn on my Xbox for any particular reason because there's nothing that I can't play on PlayStation or my PC or whatever.
No, I mean that is the problem. I mean that's the problem I got with it. Honestly, it's just a case of them needing that exclusives, and as great as Starfield wasn't horrible, but they needed something. They didn't need Starfield. They needed something a little bit more actiony.
I think it's coming. I think it's coming. Indiana Jones. I am so hyped for that game. That's coming, and I don't think that'll go to PlayStation anytime soon. There was rumors it was going to, but potentially a year down the track or something, maybe, but definitely to start with, it won't be.
No, I am looking forward to that one. Getting back to the exclusiveness of Xbox, it's something they're going to have to work on. I mean, they do got Gears of War still. They got Halo still.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't pop out one of those a year. It's not Call of Duty. And right now, I mean, PlayStation's kind of quiet with some of their franchises. Do they have any of their major franchises got anything going on right now? Like, there's no Last of Us.
Oh, they just did a new Spider-Man.
That was it. Yeah, that was
but that's Naughty Dog Studios, and they were hinting towards doing another Uncharted, or like a prequel or a spin-off from Uncharted. Like, it might not even be called Uncharted, but they were hinting towards that part. So it's kind of, we'll have to wait and see what they do with that type of stuff. There was one game that there are a few games they got coming out of them, but yeah, I think they're a bit light on for games at the minute. But it is always February too. February, there's nothing much else coming out of February.
Did you happen to look at any of the Nintendo Direct that came out today?
Oh, I didn't see that just yet.
There is a new remastered collection coming out. Did you ever play the original Star Wars Battlefront games?
No.
Remastered Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. Like the original Star Wars Battlefront, not the newer one.
No, I don't like Star Wars a whole lot. I like the movies, but I never enjoyed the game.
The original Battlefront games are very highly regarded. And they're fun, because it is like, it's essentially what Star Wars Battlefront, the new one, should have been, but it wasn't. That's coming out too. And also, there's a couple Xbox-owned games that came out today on the Nintendo. One of my favorite N64 games, Blast Corps, and it's a Rare made game, and it's even on like the Rare Replay for the Xbox. Yeah, that was on there.
I'm still
lot
hanging
of-
out for the new Nintendo console. I can't believe that I can't believe the Switch has lasted this long without falling apart. Like, and I'm so surprised that developers are able to keep putting games on the Switch, like with the technology that's so far behind.
The install base is just so huge, you know, and technology's behind, but at the same time, how pretty does your video game need to be? And by that, I'm not talking performance, because you should have a good performance. You know, it should. I think 60 frames per second is not unreasonable. It should have that. You know what I mean? It should function well. It should control well. There should be good, you know, hit detection, collision detection, all that stuff. But after that, exactly how realistic do you need these characters to look?
Well, it's not even that part, because so if you get Fortnite is a pretty good example. You can play Fortnite on your Nintendo, you can play it on your iPad, you can play it on your computer, you can play it on your Xbox, it can play it on everything.
Right.
So what happens, it's if you play it on the PlayStation, you'll get more shading, you'll get better textures, and everything will just look like a much more lush, better environment. If you play Fortnite on your iPad, it'll take away, you'll notice that half the bushes on the ground are missing, and you know, like the texture on the ground has changed to a much lower res texture. But then if you go through to the Nintendo, they've taken almost everything out, and you've got basically a green ground that symbolizes grass. You know what I mean? They've lowered, that's how much they've had to lower the resolution of the textures in the world just to be able to run on Nintendo at 60 FPS. So it kind of comes down to how, if you've got those bigger worlds and you want them to be like engaging, where you want the graphics to be. If you're playing like a game that's a 2D side scroller like a Mario or whatever, you run easy. A brilliant looking game on Nintendo. So it depends on what styles of games, more so to what game. It's the style of game, not how good do you want the game to look. Kind of should be the question.
No, I mean, like I said, like as far as like once again the textures and all that stuff, that doesn't hurt me as much as once you have to start dipping into the frame rate, things like that. That is a problem. You know, now you're right. Now you if you know, keep up or die. But as far as that extra like little shine, that gleam, I don't see why that must be necessary for a developer. I suppose, like, it depends on what you're making, of course.
Well, okay, imagine if you're playing Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty's cross-platform, and you're on the Nintendo Switch, which the Xbox has said they're going to release Call of Duty on Nintendo going forward, right? So imagine if you're on the Nintendo, I'm on the PlayStation. I can see you because Nintendo shows me the PlayStation will show me a further distance than the Nintendo will, because the Nintendo's graphics. So I can snipe you, but you can't even see me sniping you because I'm too far away for you to see me in the game.
Right. So play with people and like just go switch log. You know, I mean, Christ, I know from experience. My brother, he'll always bitch about people on the PC because he's just like used to console gaming, so he's used to controller. Yeah, and you know, I've always said movement better with a controller, aiming better with a mouse and keyboard. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if your aiming game is that good, you just get constant killing. He's good enough that he could tell how people are playing, whether that he's like, these PC people suck.
But you just go in your settings and turn it over onto PlayStation only.
He plays with everybody. He plays with anyone with a PC, on Xbox, or all that stuff.
But you can't that's the one thing that annoys you about Call of Duty, for example. You can't just say controller only. You can only specify PlayStation only or Xbox only, but you can't specify just console.
Yeah. It's dependent on the game. Like right now, I'm going through Halo Reach on the PC, so I'm actually using the controller because playing. But you ever does that ever happen to you? Have you ever played like a game from like 2008? Not like super long ago, maybe just like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, and mechanically it's just like any other game you play now, but the controls are just so different. Like I'm used, if we're talking Xbox aesthetics, I'm used to reloading be the X button. You know what I mean? Like that is the reload button. Jump is probably A. X could be open doors. Actually, it could be that.
Yeah.
But with Halo, it's weird. Like the right bumper is reload.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like what?
Did it have a setting so you can change it over into like?
I can't change it all, but I'd rather just burn through it. Like at that point, like if I gotta change that, that's not even worth it. Fine, we'll just work through it.
I'll think it. But and then you go back to like a modern day game, and you're like, hang on, why is this bumper throwing a grenade at somebody?
You can tell how old the game is. Like if a game came out in the first 15 years, if you will, of the 21st century, you run by pressing the left bumper. After that, you run by holding down the left stick.
Yeah.
Like that was the major shift.
I much prefer that, holding down the stick.
Yeah, that was a much better idea. I like that too. It's getting better,
And I would agree with you, though, that a lot of controllers, that everyone's kind of gone, okay, so this is what works, except for like some weird indie games that just don't want to do the normal thing. Most major games are going, this is what's working. Let's just keep this so people can swap from game to game. I'm interested to see where Grand Theft Auto 6 goes because Rockstar are notorious for having weird-ass controller schedule, like everything.
They've like everyone knows Xbox. Well, for this, I'll say PlayStation aesthetics.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that triangle is get in the car, get out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it's been since GTA 1 on the PlayStation, way up to 5. To the point where, usually, I've noticed that's mostly how you enter and exit vehicles in other games.
Yeah.
But occasionally you'll get, like, I think Far Cry does it a little different. I think it's a shoulder button or something, just to make it different.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, GTA 6, triangle will still be getting in the car, get out the car.
Well, the one thing I hated about Red Dead Redemption 2 was the buttons were just, why were they like that? I don't know, but they were all over the shop. They could have been a lot more uniform to what everything else is nowadays, but they just decided to add all these weird different buttons. I had to look up online which buttons to press half the time just so I could work out how to play that game if I left it for a long period of time. But yeah, it had some really weird buttons. But but then Starfield also had some weird button things going on.
Yeah, because I ended up playing Fallout 4 shortly after I played Starfield. I thought it was just going to be a regular transition. It wasn't. Like there was like a lot of things that were just different. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot. I don't know why they do it. I think you find the games that muck it up are the games that start off with mouse and keyboard, and then they try to fit it into a controller.
Yeah.
Where if you start a game as a controller game and then you move it to mouse and keyboard, it's super easy to go the other way. But yeah, you can tell the games that they've designed the game on a mouse and keyboard. Starfield, I guarantee, was designed with a mouse and keyboard. So, it's all pretty fun and exciting. Any games of excitement that have come out that have grabbed your attention of lately, or coming out that you're looking forward to?
I do want to pick up Tomb Raider. I am going to pick up Tomb Raider trilogy.
Are you getting the digital or the hard copy of that game?
I got the hard copy of the game, all right? Don't make me reach for this stuff. It'll fall. Don't make me...
So
yeah, I'll download it, damn it. All
So
right.
you
I
buy
got
the
enough
digital.
space on my hard drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still haven't picked up Alan Wake 2, by the way.
You have, yeah, you're still not going. That won some award the other day too. It did really well.
I mean, no, though, because, like, people love it, but I do get to, like, see a lot of people saying, like, it's like, it was all right. But the people that do love it are passionate about it, so there's got to be something there.
I think it's not a real long game though. That's that's what I've been reading about it. I'm waiting for it to be on sale for like $7 or something. Oh,
I'm waiting to see it when it goes in the discount bin. I'll just pick it up. Yeah.
Or you never know. It could come to Game Pass or one of those.
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
Yeah, I'd do it on there. Okay. The weird one, and I don't even know how I feel about this game, but it's a game coming to Steam soon. You can buy it as a pre-release or something. Epstein. Have you seen anything about this? It's obviously after
what are you talking about there, buddy?
No, it's a game where you go to this weird island and...
Oh, no shit! No shit. What are those games, huh?
Well, yeah. And it's a survival game on the island.
It's about surviving, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta make sure you make it off that island in one piece. Let me tell you what.
I
I'm assuming it's like a kind of like a Dino Crisis style setting. It's a survival horror. Like,
so yeah, no, I'm not picking that one up, even though it's like $5. It doesn't even interest me. But just a weird where people just grab onto these things and we'll make a game out of that. What's any weird games you've seen come out just because of something that was trending in the news?
actually, yes, there was. It's kind of funny. So remember last year that whole debacle with Unity, the Unity engine?
Oh yeah.
I guess it was on Steam, and the game was about like charging people, like the Unity model, how they were going to charge you for using their engine. It was a simulation of that, more or less. And ironically, I think the game may have been made in another engine, but yeah, it was kind of like in protest of that new,
Game developers are very passionate.
Oh, they made a whole game just to say "F you."
Yeah.
That was great. I didn't play it, but just the fact that they did it, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. No, that's true. I can't even... I remember... Did you have the same thing happening where when the COVID thing was on and toilet paper was hard? Was it hard to get over there? Or
Luckily,
really?
I have to work retail, so for me personally, I was able to get toilet paper. But yes, for a while, I remember that day clearly. It was like the last week of February 2020. For the record, I work in the food service. I work in in the spot in the supermarket where they do all the catering and stuff.
Yeah.
Platters, pizzas, all that shit. I help prepare that. And it was one Tuesday, the doctrine came down about COVID. And I tell you, it was a swarm of people. They just hit the toilet paper, the paper towels, the milk, the bread, candles, batteries, just everything. It was panic.
There was a lot of games that came out that had this, that did speak about the toilet paper missing, and that's what I remember, especially over the COVID period. A lot of these type of games that were kind of playing a bit of, a stir, like a joke towards COVID almost. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's art imitates life. Whatever's going on, people are going to write about it. I mean, Christ, during the 80s, people were making video games about killing drug dealers and stuff because it was the 80s. Just say no. All that stuff. Whatever's going on in pop culture, not even just pop culture, just culture.
Yeah.
You'll see that reflected in some way to I mean, Christ, after 9/11, shit, plenty of. You saw an uptick in the war-related games, at least here in the States.
Oh,
That
and
was the era where
the
Call of Duty
submarine
started.
game where where the submarine blew up, and then all of a sudden everyone bought this one game on Steam because they
Well,
could
they
go,
weren't buying the game; they were buying the controller. They were buying the crappy Mad Catz.
Yeah.
One of my friends has that controller. He has a Mad Catz controller, the same one. It's the one that you
he
use
should
to.
have put it on eBay. He would have made a fortune from it.
Oh no, he's keeping it. He's keeping it. He doesn't want to sell that.
Yeah.
He likes it. I don't blame him. I wouldn't have sold it either. Oh man, that was just foolishness. You know, I feel bad because I joked about it because it's just such a ridiculous situation. You know, and in hindsight, you feel bad about what happened, but it just goes to show you: don't trust third-party controllers ever. Ever. Only buy first party. Come on.
Only buy first party.
Controllers and memory cards. Only buy first party. Oh.
Well, you did see that Xbox is kind of forcing you to buy that if you want to play a controller on your PC, and you have an not Xbox. It's got to be an Xbox certified controller, and they would in the certified controller. Otherwise, you can't use it because then they're trying to crack down on cheats and all that kind of stuff. So. Xbox.
That's what this is the P. I do not trust wireless with my computer.
I've got the same one, but I plug it in. I've got no batteries in mine, and then I just plug it in with the USB to play.
Mine's just straight like USB plugged right.
But yeah, but this is a series one. So, yeah.
I mainly use it. What was I playing? Oh, I was playing Alien Noir, so I used it. I wasn't going to use mouse keyboard for that.
Yeah. So I've got like one last random thing for you. So I put this shirt on the other day, right? Now I have to step back so you can see it. But I looked at it and gone, this shirt is just almost inappropriate now. So it's Call of Duty, but it's got 2005. It says 2005 Nuketown, 2005. I'm walking down the street and like all these old ladies are kind of looking at me. The one says, "Where is Nuketown so I don't visit there in next year?" Like, and this is like back to the RoboCop. It's kind of a summary all back around and whatever. When you see things that are set in the future, and then the future becomes now, as did Back to the Future and Terminator 2 and all that kind of stuff, it kind of becomes like really weird when you've got that memorabilia in your house and you put on that shirt and it says 2005 or 2025, sorry, my shirt says. There's going to be a Nuketown. It's like, and there's a bit of a war thing going on. My shirt feels a bit uncool. Have you got anything like this that you kind of like, I wish I didn't. That kind of doesn't work as much as it used to work 10 years ago.
I mean, there's plenty of like retro dated things I do own. I mean, I love my copy of Road Trip Vacation 2012. Because, you know, the end of the world was 20. If anyone forgot, remember when the world ended because the Mayan calendar ended back in 2012?
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
That was a rough update.
Yeah.
That was. As far as I'm trying to think of it if I have anything that just like became very like not necessarily dated, just something that you just can't show, like go out. I mean, occasionally, like if a celebrity or something will say something stupid and you happen to wear something that celebrity has, and you're like, oh, can't do that anymore. But as far as like sort of like that Nuketown, no, I don't own anything that really like sets a date, at least a future date.
Yeah.
I think the closest thing is my Mega Man shirt that just says 2000X. But that's it. Right now, my shirt's Rainbow Road. My niece got this for me for Christmas.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm representing just for you. Just for you, Booker.
I love wearing video game shirts around town. There's not enough video shirts come out now as there used to be, I don't think.
Speaking of where I was working there, when the pandemic was happening.
Mm.
Right down the street from us is a hotel, and that hotel has a convention center. And for some reason, like there would always be like comic cons, anime cons, all these different cons. So we'd be working, and we'd see like Goku and one of the people from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure come in. Stuff like all just like dressed up, like so, and I'd be there with my video game T-shirt, and I'd be like, "This is nothing. this is amateur work."
Yeah, I just think we're missing out. Like you're going on about how we don't have full discs anymore, like we used to have, or cartridges. I'm saying bring back the good old video game shirts that we used to have, not like the remakes of them, but like. Just make some good video game shirts. Something for me to wear. My wardrobe's 10 years old now.
Yeah, no. Well, I had to get a whole bunch of new ones because I lost all the weight in last year. So, and I had a sweet PlayStation shirt that I loved, but now it's a moo-moo on me, so I can't wear it. I got them all down just in case I ever gain all the weight back. So I had to like rebuy all my T-shirts, just like okay, this shirt, this shirt, because like I do have polo shirts when I just gotta clean up and be like a nice, normal, human, civilized person. Most of the time, when I'm going out with people like me, which means I can throw on a video game T-shirt, pants, maybe a video game related hoodie, and just go on my day. So, yep, no, I got quite a bit of game shirts. I try to,
Yeah.
Catches my eye. That Nuketown shirt though, that's pretty sick. I like that shirt.
Yeah, I know, and it's scaring old ladies, so that's what I'm excited about.
Awesome.
Like, what else do you want from a shirt? Like,
right? Yeah. Hey. Rather you walk around with no shirt? Come on, right? We gotta wear shirts here. We live in a society.
Yeah, Nuketown. I've got a fair few Call of Duty ones, but yeah, that's just how it works, I guess. But anyway, I think we're pretty much done for the day. Of looking forward to getting to next week and what we're doing and all that kind of stuff. I've got a couple of gaming conventions I'm going to soon, but I'll speak more about them later.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I love gaming conventions. Have you got anything on the radar gaming conventions wise to attend?
Not kidding, but I will say this. For anyone watching this tomorrow, I will be releasing on my YouTube channel my Super Metroid long play. That was one of my projects for the weekend. I want to sit down and just play, just open end, no turn the game off. Let's see if I can do Super Metroid. And I was able to do it. The time's 2 hours and 1 minute, but the video's longer. I think you mentioned something about load times.
Yeah,
so.
we worked out that the Nintendo's calculating no cutscenes, no load times, and all that stuff, and that's why they gave it to you for that. But then you've got a video that's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Right. I mean, it's all on record anyway, so that's not like I'm trying to. I'm not playing. People have destroyed my record, so I'm not like trying to grab anything. I did start my collaboration with Nakota. I'll try to tag him on the comments. We started the Halo series. We started with Reach, and we're gonna go all the way. I'm assuming till Infinite. So
are you playing the original Halos after Reach, or the remastered?
We're doing it in chronological order.
Yeah, but are you going to do the remasters or the originals?
It's the Master Chief Collection ones.
Yeah, so the remasters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not looking up. Not jerry rigging my 360
We're not going
for that.
OG Xbox.
Yeah, no. I'm keeping that down. Although I do plan on doing some recording off my PlayStation 2. I actually just got this game's Project Snowblind. I don't know why I saw it at a retro store and it looks so familiar to me, but I just can't place it. So I'm looking forward to playing it just to see if maybe it's just all in my head or if it's something I actually played. I always love doing that. Like anything just catches my eye. Like, did I ever rent this? I don't know. Let's find out. But other than that, as far as my channel go, and Friday Night Game Night is still going on.
Oh, it's back?
It's back, but I got some bad news. So we did this one episode for this video game, Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Have you ever heard of this game?
No.
It's the worst video game I've ever played in my life. Now, I say that because it's not really a video game. It stills pictures with vocal. It's an FMV game, so there's voice, and at particular parts you have to like make a decision, like go in the building, stay in the car, and that's it. That's
so it's
all
like
the
a
interaction.
choose your own adventure kind of game.
Yeah, but even saying that's giving it way too much credit.
Okay.
Like, it is terrible, and we because we don't get a lot of views on that channel. It's seriously just us and our friends watching it, so we don't really expect too much. So we were playing it, and we joked. We're like, tell you what, because we're lucky if our views get like a good like 40, 50 views. It's not a whole lot. We say, tell you what, if we get 200 views on this, we'll continue on with the game, because we stopped after a while.
Oh no! Like, don't tell me you got 200.
It's sitting at like 205 right now. So, so yeah, now we got to go back and we got to play this game, and it's so rough. I like FMV games. They got a particular nostalgia for me, but this one is just horrible. It's just bad. There's no other way to describe it. It's just
you should have said 1,000, 200.
But I know, but for some reason they remastered it for Switch and PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Oh,
so it looks a hell of a lot better than it did on the 3DO back in the day. But just, is it worth it at that point?
I don't know.
Yeah, but so that's what I got coming up. Enjoy your comic. Enjoy the con and
conventions. I'm going to get back to some live stream. I've been saying it to you for weeks. I'm going to try and do a live stream. Let me see if I can do it this weekend.
I'll watch it. I'll jump on.
I'm
I
don't
go
saying,
back to work for like 6 days. So
okay, we'll have to let's try and promote me into doing a live stream of a game. So we'll have to put a bet. If I don't do a live stream,
what game are you gonna stream?
I was going to do the Talos Principle 2. I bought it like a month ago, and I've been planning to play through it because I love puzzle games.
What platform are you streaming off of?
I'll be using the PC.
No, I mean like YouTube, Twitch.
YouTube, just YouTube. So just this channel here, I'll do it on, but we'll see.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Let's let me just see. If I don't,
everyone else is looking forward to it too.
No, well, someone will have to write in the comments if they do. So no one watches to the very end of the video. So everyone would have missed out on this conversation about us talking. We'll have to do it at the start of the video.
All right, no pressure.
Yeah, that's right. I feel no pressure at all. Oh well. Talk to you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.